Greetings and welcome. How are we all feeling today? We become really stressed. We become anxious. It just becomes too much. And we tend to feel like we are out of control. And we have no control over our lives and what's going on and our experiences and how we're internalizing our worlds, and we suffer from burnouts and we become overwhelmed. And stress, the definition of stress is having something important that needs to happen but having very little time for it. So stress always contains a time constraint. Stress always has a time constraint. And we become very overwhelmed. We become really stressed, we become really anxious, and it just becomes too much. And then everything starts to feel like a disaster. And the reason for this is because we are not managing our time effectively. You may not be waking up in time, going to bed in time, not doing the things that you need to do in the mornings, or not getting through everything in your day, feeling quite tired, quite lethargic, very demotivated, not really looking forward to doing anything today. And because we don't manage our time effectively, we become stressed. And when we become stressed, we are less likely to be productive. We are less likely to be motivated to get the things done that we need to. And the funny thing is about the subconscious is when you complete a task, or you fulfill a responsibility, or you do something that you need to for the day, the brain releases dopamine because it's a reward. Dopamine is very much goal focused. So if you achieve a goal, you'll feel a rush of dopamine. And usually we don't get that because we're so stressed that we have to do something that needed to be done in 2 weeks, in 2 days. And we become very overwhelmed by that. And when we get it done, we are so exhausted, so over it, that we don't have that dopamine boost. And that causes us to become even more demotivated, even less likely to want to do more and want to achieve goals and want to put in consistency. And we don't manage our time effectively in the way that we either make too much time for relaxation and that becomes distraction, or we don't make enough time for relaxation. We stress ourselves out so much that we become burnt out, exhausted, and overwhelmed. And the thing is with overwhelmed, when we become overwhelmed, we become easily overstimulated, which causes more stress. Overstimulation is having a lot going on in your senses, a lot of bright lights, a lot of sounds, a lot of feeling, and that's what happens when you feel like you can't manage your time effectively, and then you get overstimulated, and because you are overstimulated you become even more overwhelmed, and it just builds and builds and builds and builds until everything is a disaster. And it's important to manage your time effectively, because if you don't manage your time effectively, you'll never have time for anything. You won't have time for healthy habits. Managing your time is very much about prioritizing what's most important. What's the first thing that needs to be done in the morning? Is it making breakfast, getting ready for work, doing a workout, maybe watering the garden? These things, these responsibilities that we have to fulfill, Because if we don't fulfill our responsibilities because we feel so demotivated, that's going to stress us out more. And the more stressed we are, the more we become overwhelmed with the things that we need to face, the things that we need to fulfill, and the things that we need to do. Stress and time management go hand in hand. People who are overly stressed, who worry too much, who are overwhelmed, tend not to prioritize what's most important, allocate enough time for each task. So if you have something that needs to be done in an hour, keep it to that hour. Don't distract yourself and get confused and get busy with other stuff, and then you're doing this and then you're doing that, because you'll never be productive. You can be busy without being productive. A lot of people are busy for the sake of being busy, not because they necessarily need to be busy. With productivity and time management comes having a healthy sleeping pattern. You can't go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and then expect to wake up at 7 and be fully functional. You can't go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, wake up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, skip your whole morning, almost half your day, and then expect to be productive. Productivity is very much linked to our sleeping patterns. How much energy we have, how long we spend sleeping, how long we are in REM and deep sleep. That all has an impact on our productivity, because you are less likely to be productive when you are exhausted, when you are not sleeping well, when you are sleeping too late, waking up too early, or you just wake up really, really late during the day. Because if you do that, you might feel frustrated with yourself. You might feel frustrated that you didn't have the time to do the things that you needed to do. And the important thing is to allocate enough time for each task. Allow yourself a lunchtime break and do the things that you need to do in the morning, and then do the things you need to do throughout the day. No more than an hour for this thing, no more than 30 minutes for this thing. And if you keep to that and you stay focused in that task for just an hour, you can get it done, and then you'll feel rewarded for that, because you'll feel satisfied with fulfilling that responsibility. And procrastination kills satisfaction, because the more you procrastinate, the more unfulfilled you will become. So you need to stop procrastinating, because procrastinating demotivates you. You reinforce procrastination every single time you do it, because you are so overwhelmed that you say, oh no, I'll do it later, I'll do it later, I'll do it later, and then later becomes tomorrow, and then tomorrow becomes the next day, until you have such little time left that you become so stressed and so overwhelmed. So your procrastination is actually killing your productivity. Your procrastination is sabotaging you. Procrastination is self-sabotage. And the only way to really be productive is to make sure you allow yourself enough time for rest and breaks, but you stay fully enveloped in the things that you need to fulfill and get done. Remember to eliminate distractions, because the more distracted you are, the less likely you are to focus and pay attention to the task that you need to complete. Distractions and engaging in distractions is a lot like procrastination. I would rather focus on anything else but this right now. And yes, it is painful to put yourself through some things that you have to do, like doing the laundry, doing the dishes. It's not fun, no one likes it. But you know, if you put everything into it and you just do it without, oh, what about this? I want to do this, I want to do that, then you'll get it done quicker, and you will minimize the time that you spend on these things. Remember, it's important that you take your breaks. You don't overwork and overwhelm yourself. Do not become overwhelmed. Remember, your time management is extremely important, and your procrastination completely eliminates your productivity. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that beautiful person. Stay strong wherever you're from. You are worthy.